I'm going to keep chewing. I'm chewing the last of my tamal, pork tamal wrapped in corn. Delicious, because that's part of the story here. And this here is Spot. She's had a couple of other names. She hangs out with me during the day with her mother and one of her sisters. And they spend the day with me. They no longer are allowed here at night because my landlord doesn't want that. And if they bark, she and her mom hang out right out here all night. But if they bark, I chase them off because I need my sleep. These dogs love with a openness, a sweetness, a devotion that's so touching. And it's part of why I'm really happy that I've decided to stay here in this little casa on this little road at this little north end of Acamal Pueblo. Now I'm going to run the math about my trip downtown. Yesterday I found out my credit card was no longer working, so I've got about 20 days before I have any money. The Bimbo Tequilaville store lets me run a tab. There's lots of things they don't have. And so today I had 100 pesos in efectivo, in live change, to spend in other places but there. So I went there and got my stuff there, and that was great. I saw a bunch of my friends. It was wonderful, and I got a lot of great stuff, including, here's Princess, the mama. She's the mama, and she is a spectacular dog, and she and her daughter get along so great. So, my shopping trip, they're so happy. They play. They make each other really happy. So I had 100 pesos. I really wanted a Coke, medio litro, half a liter, Coca and Cristal in glass. It's super. They didn't have them. At Bimbo, so I was going to have to use some of my 100 pesos for that. I also really wanted to get a couple of avocados. I love my avocados. I wanted to get a banana or a plantain. Where's my plantain? I think my plantain is here. So these are all the things I was going to have to get elsewhere. I couldn't afford, nobody would take my quarter. I had a quarter American, nobody wanted it. Somebody gave it to me the other day. It's not worth much. And I had to do a lot of fast moving around. What was in what pocket, what was in the backpack I was carrying. So I'd take stuff out and put stuff back in. Now, the last two things that happened were that Ulysses, who lives next door and works at the big supermarket, Tres Hermanos, gave me 15 pesos for the Coke. So that was great. And then I came out, and when no one would take my quarter, I couldn't get a tamal, which was my one shot at hot food tonight. And a guy who had just been a patron there, bought my tamal. So that was spectacular. So then I got home, and I'm putting everything away, and I had the most expensive purchase I got, but I got it on credit. At Tequilaville, I got a new pack of cigarettes. These are all ones I hand rolled because I was out of cigarettes. So I got home, and I was putting everything away, and I think my plantain is gone too. I think I didn't get the plantain home. And the thing I didn't get home was my most expensive purchase, and really kind of, as a smoker, my most prized purchase was the pack of cigarettes. They were gone. So I left them somewhere, and no chance of recovering those. So I felt sad, but I said, okay, you've got the tamal, you're going to have nice hot food dinner. Well, the only dog here at that point was Spot, who's on the bottom right now. And I don't feed these dogs anymore. At the beginning, I was feeding them all kibble. Then to keep them from getting too dependent on me and on this house, I pay Raul and Marisol in the house next door because they actually are their dogs anyway. They're just visiting me, but they all belong there. And they're a fantastic couple. They love dogs, take great care of dogs. So I pay them 500 pesos a month, my my part for the kibble that they feed all the dogs. So none of these dogs get kibble from me, and they know that. They keep coming anyway because they like being indoors and they like me. And I pet them in a way that I don't think anybody else does. So, but Spot was going to want that tamal. He would smell that. As soon as it would come out of the plastic bag, Spot was going to want it. So Spot was sleeping peacefully at that point right over there. So I went outside. I snuck outside. I was going to sit over there and have my tamal where Spot couldn't smell it. Look at this. This is great. This is prosperity. Seeing these dogs so happy on my bed, that makes me happy. That's in my positive bank account right there. So but where I went into the negative bank account big time was I'm over there going, oh, I hope she doesn't see me. And she was out there, right? She was standing right there. And I'm going, oh, okay, I'm going to have to go back here where she can't get at it. And she's going to stand there looking at me. I unwrapped it from the corn husk and said, you're going to share it. You're going to share it. This is the poorest you felt all day. You hovering over your tamal. She can't have any of my tamal. That was the poor. It was way sadder and poorer than when I lost my cigarettes. When the cigarettes were gone, that was tough. But that look on the dog's face, that was very tough. So I gave her the pork. It's not my favorite part anyway. I like it a lot, but I was going to eat the corn. Then she wanted the corn too, and I gave her some of that, and then I wrapped it up and put it on top of the fridge for me for later. So I did save some good food for me for later. But giving her the tamal, I felt like $1,000,000. It opened my heart again, and it's got me feeling great about this. And it's going to be a good night. Not a big food night. I've got some terrible cheese over there and some saladitas crackers. So food-wise, no. It's not going to be a good food night for me. But heart, for relationships, yeah, good night for me. Okay.